At the end of one of the most enthralling title races in recent seasons, the Premier League trophy once again returned to its customary home in the blue side of Manchester. One of the most dominant teams in English top-flight football history, Pep Guardiola's Man City side claimed their sixth domestic crown of the past 7 seasons, in addition to multiple cup successes. But this was no troublesome free victory march. Arsenal pushed City all the way to the final day of the season, while Liverpool threatened to saw the last few weeks in a compelling three-way battle. Elsewhere, the reign of Ange Postecoglou's Tottenham began with a bang. Unai Emery continued to work his magic at Aston Villa. Chelsea and Man United underwhelmed once more, while both still managed to qualify for European competitions next season. Oliver Glasler enjoyed a truly remarkable start to his Palace tenure. At the bottom, Luton Town gave their fans and all Premier League supporters some memories to savour, but hapless to prevent all three promoted clubs making an immediate return to the Championship for only the second time in PL history. And there were goals galore, more than have been scored in the Premier League season before. Yet all that was unknown when the season began in familiar fashion, when an Erling Haaland double helped reigning champions Man City to skim promoted Burnley 3-0 in the opening match. Guardiola's team would go on to be the best side to win all three of their August fixtures, setting a predictable early pace for all the others to chase. But the Premier League table began taking shape on a new look by the time of the second international break in early October. Successive defeats at Wolverhampton and Arsenal saw City lose their place at summer when they were replaced by Ange's Spurs. Postecoglou had arrived in North London during the summer to much intrigue after becoming the first Aussie to manage in the Premier League. Fresh from guiding Celtic to a set-ish domestic treble in 22-3, his impact at Spurs was instant, instilling a thrilling sense of attacking confidence in his players that sometimes bordered on foolishly daring. The result was 3 successive Barclays Manager of the Month awards in the first 3 months at the helm, as Spurs enjoyed an unbeaten start to the season, which did not end until that extraordinary 4-1 home defeat to Chelsea in early November. The match was one of the Premier League's most eventful, featuring 2 red cards, 8 yellows, 5 goals either disallowed or overturned by VAR, and 23 minutes of added time. Later that week, Mopo's Chelsea were then involved in another Premier League classic when Cole Palmer scored a stoppage time penalty against his former club Man City to earn a share of the spoils in a breathless 4-4 draw. City took the lead 3 times in the match, only for the Chelsea to mount a comeback each time. The fixture was one of the final times in the league before the last international break of 2023, by which time the table bore a remarkable resemblance to how it would look when the season ended. Man City top, chased by Liverpool, Arsenal, Spurs and Villa. At the other end of the table, it would be the 3 that would go down, the 3 promoted teams. However, when the Premier League resumed, there was a new team threatened with relegation, where Everton were deducted 10 points due to a breach of PSR that left Sean Dyche's side 19th, and it was later reduced to 6 points in appeal. In a season that featured 3 permanent managerial changes, Paul Heckingbottom lost his job in December following a 5-0 defeat to Burnley, and it was a replacement that saw Chris Wilder coming back in. Luton would also eventually follow them returning to Championship, but were not without a fight, none more so than a 4-3 defeat to title-chasing Arsenal at Kenilworth Road, and Ian Wright's wild celebration when Declan Rice headed home the winner. That win sent Arsenal 2 clear at the top of the table, but earned Luton plaudits, as well as a tight 2-1 defeat to Man City. And we also had tough scenes for Luton, for example when Tom Lockyer was taken to hospital and collapsed, and hopefully he's on the mend. Although he didn't have a play again this season, his return was acknowledged at Luton's 4-0 win over Brighton. Less than a week before Christmas, Nottingham Forest became the second club to change their manager, dismissing Steve Cooper, who just won 1 out of their previous 13, replaced by Nuno. His first match was a 3-2 home defeat by Bournemouth, before overwhelming successive wins over Newcastle and United. In a stuttering season that saw much talk around Ten Hag's job, December was one of the Manchester United's worst months, only winning 2 of 7 fixtures. A 3-2 triumph for Villa on Boxing Day went down well from 2-0 down. The neighbours Man City also experienced a bit of a mini wobble, but found themselves 6 points behind leaders Arsenal on Christmas Day with a game in hand. At that stage, Arsenal, Liverpool and Villa were just separated by 1 point. Just when it seems Arteta's side were poised to hammer home the advantage, successive defeats over Christmas time meant they were replaced by Liverpool, and they gained top spot on Boxing Day, and stayed in and around the race until they faltered towards the end. It was no triumphant farewell for Jurgen Klopp, who announced in January he would leave, and the unlikely talk of a Villa title race also subsided. But yeah, Liverpool continued, but in the end it didn't quite work out. In that time, pressure mounted on Roy Hodgson, and he left up for Oliver Glasner, a largely unknown manager who's made an incredible impact with his attacking football. Villa Palace brushing sides away with the likes of Elise, Eze and Mateta. And as we went into the final parts of the season, It was all between Man City, Arsenal and Liverpool. Liverpool kind of faded away. There were also points deduction battles for Forest and Everton that kind of kept the relegation battle interesting, with the three teams ultimately just still not having quite enough. Arsenal had that one crucial loss to Villa, but yeah, in the end the others were perfect. Liverpool kind of faded slightly, but it wasn't quite enough, with Man City holding on to win the title, and then you've got the race for the European places. It's always inconsistent between the two teams down there, really, wasn't it? But in the end, it was Chelsea and Manchester United through the cup that cost Newcastle a spot in there. But yeah, Chelsea came on really strong towards the end. Newcastle and Manchester United just being kind of consistently inconsistent, which will be the most frustrating aspect of it, I think, for them. Anyway guys, that's it for this video. Thanks very much for watching. Remember to like, share, subscribe, follow us on our socials, link in the description below for daily football news, meme and content. Subscribe to our other channels on screen right now, that'd be greatly appreciated. Thanks very much for watching. Peace out.